Your brain treats these micro breaks between screen sessions as stress events. When you look away from your phone for just 15 seconds, your cortisol levels spike because your nervous system interprets this as missing important information. Your body literally thinks you're in danger when you're not consuming digital content. After 6 minutes without your phone, your brain releases the same stress chemicals that drug addicts experience during withdrawal. Your heart rate increases by an average of 12 beats per minute. Your palms start sweating. Your breathing becomes shallow. Researchers at Stanford University discovered that phone separation triggers identical neural pathways to cocaine withdrawal. The dopamine receptors in your brain expect constant stimulation from notifications, and when they don't get it, your body goes into panic mode. 89% of college students report feeling phantom vibrations from their phones at least once per day. Your nervous system has become so sensitive to your device that it creates false signals when your phone isn't even touching your body. The peripheral nervous system sends fake buzz sensations to your brain because it's constantly scanning for phone contact. This happens most frequently during moments of boredom or anxiety, when your brain is desperately seeking digital stimulation. Some people experience phantom vibrations up to 30 times per day without realizing it. Every notification sound triggers a dopamine release that lasts exactly 7 seconds, but it also floods your system with cortisol for the next 23 minutes. Your stress hormone levels increase by 23% with each ping, ding, or buzz from your devices. This creates a toxic cycle where you crave the dopamine hit from notifications while simultaneously poisoning your body with stress chemicals. The average person receives 67 notifications per day, meaning they live in a constant state of chemical stress that their ancestors never experienced. Continuous partial attention has rewired your brain to process multiple information streams simultaneously, but this makes you 40% less efficient at completing any single task. Your prefrontal cortex, which handles focus and decision-making, has adapted to constantly switching between inputs rather than maintaining sustained concentration. When you try to focus on one thing, your brain feels uncomfortable and searches for additional stimuli. This explains why reading a book or having a long conversation without distractions feels almost impossible for most people under 30. Blue light exposure suppresses melatonin production by 23% even during daytime hours. But scientists recently discovered it also impairs decision-making abilities for up to 3 hours after exposure. The photoreceptors in your eyes send signals to your brain that disrupt not just sleep cycles, but also executive function. People who use screens for more than 8 hours daily show decreased activity in the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for planning, reasoning, and impulse control. This means your phone is literally making you worse at making important life decisions. Your decision-making quality deteriorates progressively throughout the day as screen time accumulates, creating what researchers call the digital sunset effect. By evening, people who have been using devices all day make financial decisions that are 34% more impulsive and personal relationship choices that are 28% more emotionally reactive. Your cognitive resources become depleted from constant digital stimulation, leaving you vulnerable to poor judgment when it matters most. Online shopping apps deliberately send notifications in the evening because they know your resistance to purchasing is at its lowest point. App developers employ variable reward schedules, the same psychological mechanism that makes slot machines addictive. You never know when you'll receive a like, comment, or message, so your brain releases dopamine in anticipation of potential rewards. This unpredictability keeps you checking your phone every 12 minutes on average. Gaming apps use this principle by providing random rewards for actions, creating what psychologists call intermittent reinforcement. Your brain becomes conditioned to expect these random positive outcomes, making it impossible to stop checking for them. Social media platforms use your front-facing camera to track micro-expressions and pupil dilation patterns while you scroll through content. This data helps algorithms determine exactly when you're most emotionally engaged and vulnerable to advertising. Your facial muscles make tiny movements when you see content that triggers strong emotions, even when you're not consciously aware of your reaction. These micro-expressions are analyzed in real time to optimize the timing of sponsored posts and advertisements. The apps literally watch your face to manipulate your behavior more effectively. Breaking phone addiction requires the same neuroplasticity changes as recovering from substance abuse, and it takes an average of 66 days for new neural pathways to form. Your brain has to literally rewire itself to function without constant digital stimulation. The dopamine receptors that have become accustomed to phone-based rewards must recalibrate to find satisfaction in offline activities. During the first 2 weeks of reducing phone use, people experience genuine withdrawal symptoms including anxiety, depression, and physical restlessness. Your brain fights against this change because it has adapted to expect digital dopamine hits throughout the day. Success requires replacing phone-checking behaviors with alternative activities that provide natural dopamine releases, such as exercise, social interaction, or creative pursuits. The neural pathways strengthened by years of phone use don't disappear. They simply become less dominant as new, healthier patterns take priority.